Hello, my name's Ouranta Karadimas. I'm an English teacher. I've been teaching here at Birron Girls High School for about 7 years. I love literature, and I try to impart that love of literature to my students the moment they walk into my classroom in Year 7. For example, I have used short stories to engage my students with literature, not only whole novels. I love short stories because a lot of students can concentrate for that length of time and identify with the characters and the situation in a short story, whereas they might not be able to get their head around a novel quite so well in Year 7. So I find short stories very successful. I've used a short story from a collection called The Girl Who Married a Fly, and the story is The Girl Who Married a Fly by Chris Sweet. It's a hit with Year 7 and I highly recommend it. I have used this short story as a springboard to the students creating their own narratives in a number of modes and media. We've read it as a short story first, then I've asked them to do things like develop a pictorial storyboard from the main events in the story. I have had a class develop a script from the short story and then rehearse it and perform it to the class. I've had a class develop a picture book from the short story because in Year 7 we focus on visual literacy and visuality as well as on the written word. I've had students give speeches and monologues from this short story. In Year 9, we go a little bit more sophisticated with our literature, and at the moment I'm studying with Year 9 a superb novel called The Divine Wind by Gary Disher. Gary Disher is an awesome writer, and he pitches his work perfectly for my purposes at our Year 9 audience, our discerning Year 9 audience. With Gary Disher's novel, what we're doing at the moment is we're looking at the chapter headings, and we're looking at the significance of chapter headings for the narrative, and I'm asking the students to develop a pictorial title page for each of the chapters. What we'll be doing after that is we'll be looking at mind maps in a much more sophisticated way than the skeletal mind maps we've been using. Those mind maps will be used to develop the students' understanding of themes of the novel. We will also be pretending that a new edition of the novel is coming out, so we will be designing our own front and back covers, we'll be writing our own blurbs, and we will also be doing a review of the novel in the form of a television interview where we mimic some of the well-known book shows, and we have an interviewer and someone playing the role of Gary Disher, and we're going to be interviewing Gary Disher about his portrayal of Hart, of Mitzi, of Broome in the 1940s, for the students to get a sense of empathy with the composer. Okay, so what else did I want to do? The other fantastic thing that we've done with The Divine Wind is because context is so important in literature, and we really try and get the students to understand that, is we do a big ICT research unit on Broome around the time of the Second World War, so the students can understand the place, the people, the historical and social context, so that then they can sort of embed their understanding of the narrative in that. They are required to produce a PowerPoint presentation of that contextual study, and that sets them up for a much deeper understanding of the themes and the issues in the novel. You're going to have to edit this.